Está recordation.
Recordation?
Recordation. A ver, vamos a ver cómo me escucho. I don't even know.
¿Y empezamos?
Yeah, I just gotta give me a second here. Gather my thoughts.
Yeah, put them together while I watch this Macarena. China.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Conspiracy Theories Podcast. This is going to be episode number 2. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Obviously, all my subscribers who are following me. Thank you guys. Hopefully, you guys like this episode as much as you guys like the last one. With me, one more time, my ride or die, my buddy Gilbert.
Peace.
This video is sponsored by
Sunray Solutions.
Sun Tinting Solutions. Please make sure you check them out. We will. I'll link the
link.
I'll link the link.
The link.
As long as it's not a sneaky link.
Well,
No.
it's not always bad.
So the last time we were here, we talked about a little bit. We talked a little bit about simulation theory. I know we touched on that. We touched on a few Mexican folklore cases. I believe there was one that was a murder. Was she like a murderer? The old lady.
Yeah.
And we touched on the good old Cantinflas from Mexico, actor from Mexico.
Mermaid lover.
Memory.
The mermaid lover.
Oh, they said memory lover. And like always, we already have our drink. This is Salucita Paloma.
Palomita. Cucumber. Very refreshing.
Again, we're not sponsored by any of these drinks, but
if you want
to sponsor us, we're always
thirsty.
Cheers.
I think last time we started with a shot. No?
Yeah, we'll get there. Let's ease in. I gotta work tomorrow.
Me too.
Oh, we only got one bar left.
That bar looks thick though.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
So tonight's episode, I wanted to get started with, I want to talk a little bit about the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's always conflictive theories and beliefs on the afterlife. A lot of people don't believe there's an afterlife. There are people that believe in an afterlife, but I did a little bit of research, and I don't know. What do you think? You think there's a possibility on an afterlife?
I think so. I mean, why not? There has to be something after this. This is only in reference to like the simulation. This is only like a test trial, right? So then we move on to. We got to learn what we can here, and then go on to the next.
Do you think that it's a physical afterlife, or do you think it's like a spiritual thing?
I think it's more of a spiritual,
like an awakening.
Mm-hmm. So not too long ago, I heard someone say, or someone talk about the afterlife, but in reference to that, this world has all the different dimensions, right? Like it has a spiritual. We all live in the same realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But different entities are vibrating at different frequencies, so then they're in like a different realm of Earth.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, I think that whenever you die, you just move on to the next thing, and eventually, when you finally learn what you're supposed to learn in this life, because I also believe in reincarnating, so you just come back, and then if you don't learn what you're supposed to learn,
right,
then you just
keep repeating it. We touched on that last time. So I'll just read a little bit of this. Obviously, you can always find this in Wikipedia. It says the afterlife or life after death is a purported existence in which the essential part of an individual's stream of consciousness or identity continues to exist after the death of their physical body. The surviving essential aspect varies between belief systems. It may be some partial element or the entire soul or spirit, which carries with it one's personal identity. Um, and then I'll just scoot down to read this real quick. Because this was a case that was, somebody brought this up and they were telling me to check it out. Um, so pretty much it just says a woman who was pronounced dead for 8 minutes has revealed what she saw and says that is an illusion. Brianna Lafferty's soul floated above her before she passed over into a place where time didn't exist. The 33-year-old had been battling a rare life limiting neurological disorder and said her body had already given up. She heard a voice asking if she was ready and agreed. As she entered into complete darkness, while there, Brianna learned that death is an illusion and that our time on earth isn't the end. Death is an illusion because our soul never dies. And pretty much just went on to say that our consciousness, but our consciousness remains alive, and our very being only transforms. That says, my thoughts instantly manifested into the afterlife. I noticed that our thoughts create a reality there. It just takes time, which is a blessing. So I guess what I'm wondering about all this is, like, before you die, like if you start thinking about the next life, you think that's what your next life is gonna be? Like, is that what she was trying to say with, you her thoughts instantly manifested into the afterlife?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that could be.
Because that shit sounds more like a fucking magic trick to me.
Yeah, but I think it's because we don't like now. Even if we think we understand how consciousness works, um, I don't think we understand how it really works, right? Like, so once you die, maybe your soul does leave, and then it goes into the spiritual realm, which you have a whole different type of understanding if in that world. You know what I mean? Unlike right here.
Yeah,
So I think, like just a matter of understanding.
what's really going on?
Yeah, yeah, essentially. Well,
Yeah,
I think Snapchat.
Snapchat, dude.
Apparently, somebody. Um, but yeah.
Um, when have you ever had a dream like one of those dreams where you feel like you're dying, and then like, not to say that it becomes a reality, but like then something happens to you and you're like, damn, like I remember dreaming something like this. Like, just for example, like a car accident or like drowning or whatever the case may be, and then something happens to the point where like you're thinking to yourself, like, kind of like a deja vu. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh.
you like, oh shit, like I remember I dreamt something like this.
Mhm.
Like, you think that's like your consciousness, like, working its, like, how do I explain it? Like,
I mean, it could be another, like because if the reincarnation thing is true, it could be like your mind or your consciousness like reliving a different life. You know what I mean?
like reminiscing, like,
Yeah, like maybe like a vision of a different life.
oh, oh,
You
oh,
know,
oh, but
maybe you were in the same, like, because once you make different decisions, you open up to like an endless.
mm, 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 mm,
Um,
mm.
and I think that it could be like it could have been that happening at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
um, like reminds me of this quantum immortality.
Hmm.
So it's a theory. It's a theoretical concept that suggests a person could survive any incident, including death. Because the basic idea is that our consciousness goes into another timeline when you die in X situation. Are dreams tied into quantum immortality? Are we looking into other timelines when we dream? And are dreams proof of quantum immortality? So, and it also says, one of the notes I made here was, are these X situations or canon events the same in every timeline? And so, for example, like I have this picture here. It's Russian roulette. You know, obviously Russian roulette. You throw the bullet in the gun. You spin the fucking barrel, and then you fucking you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go off, right? Or if it doesn't go off, you think to yourself, okay, it didn't go off. But what if the gun does go off? You did kill yourself, but then you move to another timeline in which you didn't pull the trigger, or where you pulled the trigger and the bullet didn't go off. So then, how do you know if you really killed yourself or not?
Right.
And so it's the same thing in any situation. And you see videos sometimes, like I don't know, like YouTube or whatever, where they show car accidents, right? And then you see like the little ghost, or people say, "Oh, look, you can see the like the spirit leaving the fucking."
Yeah.
So it's like, what if in that instance, you crash and you die, right? You die in that accident, but you don't know that you died because you shifted to another timeline, and in that timeline, you didn't die.
Yeah, but well, I think in reference to whatever that other girl had,
Yeah.
name was, like whenever you die and your soul or your spirit is leaving your body, I think that's when you would know, right? Like that's when you would know that it worked or that you did die, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the different timelines, I think, are all are not relative to like, so like right now, if we die, I feel like our spirit will just go up and then and then we'll see everything that's going on here. But then in a multiverse, then that life or us would continue living, right? And it's a whole separate thing. But
Yeah.
right now, we would see what happened, and if we knew we freaking died. Liam Dyson.
No, did you press record? Bruh.
Better.
I thought. Oh no! Oh, fucking is stupid. Yeah, take an intermission.
Yeah.
I told you this is the first thing I told you. No, let me forget that we gotta press record. Ah, shit. It's not like for the fucking microphone working. Do we want to do this all over again? We already wasted 30 minutes. Oh, Chetos, which batteries are good? Oh, fuck. I think I took these two. These two should be. Oh, no. That fucking sucks. Pitos. You seen those chips? Pitos.
Oh yeah. The vegetables.
Yeah. Because they're made out of peas.
Beatles.
Pitos.
Oh,
Full
full
battery.
battery.
How we doing over there? We still got fucking full battery over there, too.
We're off to an okay start.
Okay. Audio's gonna be fucked up again on this, but
It's all good. Well, there we go.
yeah. I feel like it's a little like echoey, no?
A little bit
Hello, hello. How about there? Is that better? That's better, right?
better.
Sounds a little better?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Hello, hello. Yes, yes.
Hello. Yes.
I mean, I can just get a little closer, I guess. Or bring this a little closer. Bring that. Wait, a la verga. A la verga, va.
Pinche mesa.
Pinche mamadation. Okay. Okay. So,
Did you press record?
no.
Ahora sí.
Ahora sí.
Record.
Okay.
And the battery's dead.
Nah.
No, not yet.
Okay. So, where do we leave off? What were we talking about?
Espíritu Santo.
Yeah, I mean, I just now we're talking about the afterlife. Oh, the fucking
How do we know if it worked?
quantum immortality, right? How do we know if it works? How do we know if quantum immortality really works? So you're explaining that you think that if we die in this timeline, um, then our spirit just so you basically you're saying that
Mm-hmm.
it's not what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not
Penetration.
no that happens
Mm-hmm.
relative,
Mm-hmm.
right? So quantum
Same thing.
immortality and the afterlife are not relative to each other.
Right.
But then so like really like what's more probable? Quantum immortality is a shift in the timeline, like oh like I died and like I'm fucking, or the afterlife. Oh, I died and you can see things and
Mm-hmm. I think that's more probable. I mean, plus there's been more situations where, like that story with the lady.
mm.
I should really remember her name.
Yeah, I'll go back. Brianna something. Anyways.
Brianna. Brie.
Brie Lafferty. Brianna Lafferty.
That's Lafferty. Anyway, I think there's been more situations like hers, right, where people have had these encounters where they die and then they see like a glimpse of even their bodies leaving, and then they have a different perspective. They see the light. There's a lot more people that have those kind of encounters and near death experiences.
Yeah,
Well, death experiences.
that experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's crazy. I don't know. Did we
Probably not.
um did we touch on
No.
we didn't touch. We
No.
didn't, no
No.
touching.
Especially no.
Um oh, because we're talking about like death and shit. This guy, Joshua Cook. Ever heard this story?
Mm-mm.
He's the Matrix killer.
I've never heard of him.
So this dude, Joshua Cook, pretty much, he was like a huge Matrix fan, like a fan of the movie when it first came out, and he had like the fucking trench coat and the boots, and he was like, he basically, in the documentary I watched, he goes on to say how he started believing that shit. He started believing that like that we lived in the Matrix, and this dude at some point he fucking, like in the movie, he picks up the fucking phone and he's like, yo, he's like, I know you're out there, I know you can listen, blah blah blah. And so he puts on his fucking headphones and a song comes on. Can't remember the name of the band. It's a really good song though. It's called Bodies. Let the bodies hit the floor. So the fucking song comes on and this dude thinks that that's their fucking message to him. And so he goes into his dad's fucking closet or wherever, grabs a fucking shotgun, and fucking goes down to the basement, and the dad's down there working on his computer, and he's like, yo, what the fuck? And just lays him out.
Oh.
And then the mom's there too, and she fucking turns around and he lays her out. And so the fucking phone rings, and it's the sister, and it's like, yo, like, Joshua, where's my mom, my dad? They're not picking up. He's like, no, like they're not here anymore. And so he fucking, I guess he calls the cops to let them know what he did. And, obviously when the cops get there, they arrest him and whatnot. But the dude pleads guilty, but his attorney, they were able to find him, like, they did like a thing where they said that he was kind of like pled like for an insanity case.
Oh yeah.
And they it's a whole thing. You can look it up. It's the Matrix defense. So like you can Like if you fucking kill somebody, you could be like, oh yeah, I thought we were living in a simulation, and it's like a whole thing. Like you fucking.
Oh, it's an actual.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
called the Matrix defense. But he said he was like, no, he's like I don't wanna get out. And then this guy too, Richard B. Russell. He fucking the guy just stole a fucking a commercial airplane.
Oh,
this guy
yeah.
here. You heard
Yeah,
that
where
one?
he tries to do the.
Yeah, he does the loops and shit,
Yeah.
and they're telling him like, "Yo, how do you know where'd you learn to fly?" He's like, "Ah, man, we're living a simulation. It's like playing a fucking video game."
Yeah.
And he's doing like all kinds of fucking shit he's never done in his life. Has zero fucking training,
Yeah.
but he's doing all this shit, and yeah, it just made me think like, since we were talking about the afterlife, like do you get like if you die? So like if you believe you're in the Matrix and you die and you come back, like do you think those thoughts like stay with you? Like you know what I mean? Like and then does your perspective in life change after that?
Yeah, but we would be in a different like point in our, because I feel like if that does happen, right, like, and we move on to the next life, everything consciously, I think everything opens up, right? Like everything that we knew before, we just lived our life.
Yeah.
Right. So like whatever we know now is nothing compared to like all the lives that we've lived in there, like spiritually, right? So then you just are awakened by all the knowledge of everything that you've been through. Because the theory is when you come and you live in this world, you come in like with a clean slate, not knowing anything. So then over time, you're supposed to awaken, your mind and your consciousness to like what it was and what you've been through. But we start off, fresh. Yeah, fresh.
Fresh, exciting. Did you see that video on
Two Girls, One Cup? Not that one. It's been a while.
No, not that one. I know what you're talking about.
Although I heard a rumor saying that it wasn't real poop.
Oh, the chocolate ice cream.
And that some of that stuff was inserted like in their butthole
to make it look
like.
Oh, that's so nasty, dude.
Yeah.
Get the,
Let's roll a clip.
let's roll a clip. Yeah, let's roll a clip. Hell no. No, the video of the that orb people have been seeing.
Oh, the metal one in Mexico.
Huh? The what?
Different one.
The one in
there's a metal one in Mexico that was floating around that someone caught.
No. This one, I think the last one they saw was in Florida. They said that planet Nibiru.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That Planet X. But you can see the shots. It looks fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. Some people are confusing it with like, they're pointing out, that looks like a sun, but then they point to the sunset and they're like, this is a sunset, but then this looks like the sun, but
it's not the sun.
No, it's not the sun.
Yeah. I'm somebody's son.
Yeah, you're a son of a gun. I know your dad too.
Yeah. He is a gun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a pretty cool video. There was a lot of shit on TikTok. I'm sure you guys watch this shit all the time too, but it's a thin line between what's real and what's not out there, especially with AI now. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, like you sometimes you can't even tell what's real anymore, Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is just be vigilant, because there's a lot of fake shit out there, fake news. Not here. And if the shit that I'm
speculation
saying is fake, then that's up to you to believe whether it's real or not. I don't really care. I don't even think that made sense, but
it did in my head.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Okay. As long as somebody, you got me.
I got you.
For sure.
I got you like 2 girls and 1 cup.
2 girls and 1 cup. All right, let's talk a little bit about Mandela effect. So I'm pretty sure by now everybody knows what the Mandela effect is, but I'll run this through real quick. Mandela effect is a social phenomenon phenomenon.
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 You hungry?
Yeah. Phenomenon, where a group of people share a false memory about a specific event, person, place, or situation. Now, are all Mandela effects internet based? Is the internet okay? So let's just start that with that. I won't even go no further than that. So Mandela effects, are they internet based? Do we like, are all the Mandela effects that we know of, are they like only TV based, internet based? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they only how can I explain it?
Con palabras.
Yeah, with words. Yeah, just that. Like, are it's only shit that you know and see in like TVs and like shows, cartoons, fucking movies, like the fucking thing, the Macarena,
Mm-hmm.
like the dance so it's
Are you asking if they're purposely making it?
yes, that's
Like
where I was at.
doing these changes to confuse
Yeah,
people?
yeah. So like for example, when I got the picture up, the Flintstones or the Flint Stones. And see, I don't remember that fucking T. I thought it was FLINSTO, not FLINTSTO.
Yeah, I think the simple fact that there's like well
Two
titties
titties.
two titties. I think that that's something that if we would have remembered that growing up, we would have like, what I mean, made like a joke about it or something, right? Like where it's like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
And like this other one, Looney Tunes, right? Like, is it TOONS? Because it's a fucking cartoon, dude. Like they're not tunes like
Right.
music.
Yeah, it's
And I don't remember tune like, oh, it's a tune. I remember tunes.
Yeah, tunes TOO.
TOO. And obviously you got all this other shit like fucking that. I think that one was a good one. I thought it was the Bernstein Bears, not the Bernstein. Because then, like you said, we would have made fun of that shit, right? Like, oh, they're stained.
Mm-hmm.
Or they got, whatever.
Dookie stain.
Dookie stained, right. Is it?
Honestly, I don't even remember that book. I just always see it, but I,
Yeah. Same shit. Fruit Loops. FROOT or FRUIT? Kit Kat. Kit Kat with a dash. Kit dash cat.
Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. Curious George, did he have a tail or not? I don't remember him having a fucking tail, dude.
Yeah. The monocle's kind of like
The monocle, yeah, the monocle with the Monopoly man.
Yeah.
He had a monocle, or did he? You don't remember him with a monocle?
I don't.
Okay, so here, let's go. We'll move to the next. So, my thing is this then. All right. Is the internet a bridge between time and space? What we think is the Mandela effect or a false memory could be that we are sharing the internet with other timelines, and in doing so, we are sharing different versions of said things.
Yeah. I mean that it could work, right?
I think that's very plausible. You know what I'm saying? Like, because think about it, how does the internet work on time? Like, is it just parallel? Like, does the fucking internet just flow forward? Like, I don't think that's how it works.
Or is it something that does flow like a river, right? And then different timelines, different universes kind of tap into it because it's the one thing that could connect all of us.
So that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So like you upload one thing, and so and so is uploading another thing. It just happens that it's the same thing, just not the same version of that thing. Schrodinger's cat, the experiment. So pretty much the whole premise of this is you put a cat in a box, all right, and then you put like radioactive material, whatever. You can put whatever the fuck you want in there. The point of the experiment is that you don't know if the cat dies or not. It doesn't matter whether he dies from the radioactive material or the Geiger counter goes off or none of that shit happens and the cat's still alive. You won't know. You only make whatever out of it because that's what your thoughts are. Right? So like it could be that the cat is always going to be alive, but you don't know that. Right? The cat's inside the box. He could potentially be alive. Or he could have fucking died from the poison, but you also won't know that because the cat is inside the box.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the same thing applies to the Mandela effect. You don't know whether it was Flintstones or Flintstones. That's just whatever you want to fucking think. It could be that it was Flintstones.
Mm-hmm.
But we think that it wasn't. Oh, it's just Flintstones.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a perfect example of the Mandela effect, the Schrodinger's cat experiment. Because it's up to the person, it's up to you, the viewer, to differentiate whether it's this or that. Like that's on you. Why is it doing that? You
I
hear
don't
that?
know. Yeah, that's what I kept.
There. Well, maybe move your phone. Put it on the other side.
Let me turn it down.
Okay. Turn it down.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
This is not an ASMR video, but it should.
But it could be.
Nasty. Anyways,
It's a different kind of video.
yeah. But that is the Mandela effect, man. And there's so much shit nowadays that like,
Oh yeah, just new shit keeps popping up.
dude, all the time, man.
Like even when I see these are like so common, and I've and I'm sure you've heard it for a long time too. It's like you see one and you're like, oh, God, man, I'm tired of. Like I want some new ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and then the new ones come out though, and then you're like, nah.
Yeah. Then I had to go check and like the scary movie, right? Like Scary Movie 2 with the fucking strong hand, right? Like
Yeah.
that one was pretty recent, and I remember I used to watch that shit all the time. Take my strong hand.
Sorry, I think I hit that shit too hard.
Yeah, güey. Lo está bien moto. So much for the drinks. Ya, güey. Si no te... Cálmate, güey. Si no te doy mouth to mouth.
Ay, güey. Ya, güey.
Ya, güey.
Pinche pendejo, güey. Oh, dude.
Sí, ya sabes cómo me pongo. ¿Para qué me invitas, culero?
I don't even think I hit it hard. I think that shit just went down the wrong pipe. That pipe went down the wrong pipe.
Mm-hmm. Se lo metieron en el hoyo aquí.
Oh, shit, perro. Oh, my eyes got watery. So,
At least they're hydrated.
yeah, that's for sure.
Speaking of holes.
Speaking of holes, Mel's hole. You ever heard that one? You seen that one? It's on I don't know, not the guy's hole. Oh yeah, his hole. You know what I'm talking about.
Sin albur, por favor. No, wait, mejor catch your breath first.
This was on a like a real famous a radio show. It's called From Coast to Coast. Yeah, obviously you guys can check it out. It's a really good show. Can't remember the guy's name, the host, Art something. I can't remember his name. But
Art Bell?
Art Bell. Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's right there.
Where?
I can barely see it right there.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I see. All right. So let me read this. Mel's Hole: The Legend of the Bottomless Hole started on February 21st, 1997, when a man identifying himself as Mel Waters appeared as a guest on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. Waters claimed that he owned a rural property 9 miles west of Ellensburg in Kittitas County, Washington, that contained a mysterious hole. According to Waters, the hole had an unknown depth. He claimed to have measured its depth using a fishing line and a weight, although he still had not hit bottom by the time 800,000 feet of line had been used. He also claimed that his damn, that motherfucker. He also claimed that his neighbor's dead dog had been seen alive sometime after it was thrown into the hole. According to Waters, the hole's magical properties prompted U.S. federal agents to seize the land and fund his relocation to Australia. Now, there is a show called Outer Range. It's on. I don't even know what it's on anymore. I watched it on Prime, and it's pretty much about that. The hole, yeah, they have a hole in their ranch, but in this show, the hole is like a time portal, because they fall in the hole, and nothing happens to them. They come back up through the hole, but they're in a different time. And so, like, the whole show is like a complete mind fuck, because, you know, the one guy goes back and has fucking an affair with so and so, and now when he goes back to his normal time, that son is now like the uncle, and like it's fucking crazy, dude.
Kind of like, did you ever watch that German show that I told you about?
Dark.
Dark.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Very
Like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And I mean, and that's, and we'll touch on time travel, but that's because that's time travel, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like, you have to think about like the like the premise of the show is that like it's time travel, and they use the machine, that fucking little box that they have, and it's like that they travel through time, and it ends up being what the fucking the dude's dad, the main dude's dad, is his girlfriend's brother.
Yeah, his yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so the main dude's the main dude, his dad died in the beginning.
Yeah, right.
And then he was hanging out with that girl. The girl had a younger brother.
The brother goes back in time.
He gets lost.
And
he gets stuck back in 1985.
Right.
In that town, grows up, has his son, which is the main character, and now the son
is best friends with his. The son's like good friends with his dad then, but his dad's still little, and he doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that is his dad. Yeah, but he starts to date his aunt.
His aunt.
Yeah.
His aunt.
Oh, and remember the second season where, remember the deaf girl that they
yes.
She wouldn't talk. She came from the cop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the cop would say, "I don't know my parents. I never knew my parents." So then in the second season, they somehow they go back in time into like. Because remember how it used to go every 30 years?
Every 33.
Yeah.
Every 33 years.
So we went back 66 years after the deaf girl grew up.
Right. Yeah.
Wait. No, the deaf girl had a baby in the future.
Yes.
And then the guy grabbed the baby and took her back 66 years
ago.
Which ended up being her mom that gave birth to her daughter.
So So that girl's daughter is technically her mom,
Yeah.
who is giving birth back to the
To
girl.
the daughter. Yeah, it's like a fucking.
Yeah, so it's a circle.
Yeah,
Okay, and so that's another thing too.
Talk about
Like,
a
I guess we
circle
could
jerk.
talk. I guess we could touch on that. Uh, you know, the past, the present, and the future. It's not like that show lets you know that the premise of time is non-linear, right? It's all one big fucking circle. um, and it's crazy to think because, you know, like even though we might see something as like for us, for example, right now living life, it might seem linear to us, but we don't know how we're affecting, you know, this timeline. It could be that we were doing something and it ripples and it's affecting the past or the fucking future and shit. So that's I think that's pretty crazy that you know, obviously they portray that in the show and they portray it really good. That's definitely one of those shows that I wish they would have done it at least another season, but 3 seasons was good enough.
Oh yeah.
Right, especially because they talk about 3 and 33 and all this
Yeah.
bullshit, right? So having 3 seasons was
It did
perfect.
start to get kind of like a little far fetched.
Towards the end.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
So it was good that they ended it where
yeah,
they did.
Yeah, because when the story stayed kind of small within the town and the kids, you know, but then they started getting everybody together and oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but
the dark.
Yeah.
And so like, so we'll touch on time travel then. Like if you wanna, if you go on, you know, obviously on Google and whatnot, and I'm sure you've seen them in videos. They always show these like pictures of, you know, potential time travelers. Like this one that's here. Oh my god.
Wow. Beautiful. Hey,
They show the guy in like a 1960s picture, but he's got like fucking all dark shades, and he's wearing like a hoodie, but like people didn't dress like that back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's, and the fact that they captured whoever captured that fucking picture and had it, like that's, like I think that's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the lady that's grabbing the cell phone, right? Like she's got a fucking phone to her ear, like oh, like yeah, fucking talking. But again, this is like 1955 and shit, like. And obviously one of the biggest things in time travel, you know, that we think about now is The Simpsons, right? Like how do these fucking guys know like all these things? Have you seen the video of this guy goes to a it's like a convention, like almost like Comic-Con, and he sees Matt Groening and he's like, hey Matt, like dude, like we know you're a time traveler, and he's like I don't know what you're talking about. He's like no, because like there's no fucking way that you can predict that you hit the nail on the head all these fucking times. Like okay, 1 or 2, I get it, right? It's kind of like like you beat the odds, but that you know one after another. So the guy tells him like, bro, like, hey, Matt Groening starts getting pissed, and he's like, you need to get the fuck out of here. And he's like, but dude, like, why are you getting upset? Like, I'm just asking you, like tell us, like, how are you doing it? And he gets his fucking security, and they fucking escort the guy out, and he's like, oh, you're gonna hear from my lawyer and all this shit. If you can find the video, check it out. It's I'll see if I can find it and I'll post it on here, but and I think he's also the creator of Futurama. And Futurama has a bunch of shit too that's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can come up here. So some of the notes that I wrote was, is time travel possible? What proof do we have? Oh, and then I put on here that that book you told me, that Baron Trump.
Oh, the Baron Trump.
Baron Trump.
Yeah.
So, and I'll run through this real quick. So there's a book called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, and the man who wrote it is Ingersoll Lockwood. Ingersoll Lockwood wrote the book about a 10-year-old boy who is named Baron Trump and has a mentor named Don, who also happens to be a rich man who lives in NYC on Fifth Avenue. Don and Baron travel to Russia to find an underground time portal. Obviously, this is in their book. The book was written like in fucking like the early 1900s, something like that, 18 something. Ingersoll Lockwood lived in NYC at the time as Nikola Tesla. Ingersoll Lockwood lived in NYC at the same time as Nikola Tesla, who at the time was working on time travel and teleportation. When Tesla died, he gave all of his unfinished research to John Trump, who we know happens to be Donald Trump's uncle. And he is the longest tenured professor at MIT. He's given 38 trunks of research and only gives back 35, stating that all of Tesla's work was theoretical. But somewhere along the lines, whatever he kept had to have been, some form of time travel schematics or.
Now imagine having you know, the code, to time travel. Where would you hide it? Right? Because back, I think it was in the 1500s or whenever it was. There was the World Library, which burned down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Right.
So if you did have the blueprints to how to time travel, that would be the best place to hide it, right? You time travel back to before it burned down,
Mm-hmm.
then nobody ever has it, but then you could always time travel back to there. You know what I mean? Like that would be the perfect place to hide the blueprint.
The blueprint.
Mm-hmm. And many other things, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Like the whole time travel thing is just. I think that's like a real mind fuck because it kind of like makes you think like, okay, let's just say it's possible. Like who's gone back and changed shit already? You know what I mean? Like where we're at now, is that because we've just been living on the correct path, or have people already gone to the past to change shit so that we can continue on a decent path? Let's just say, for example, just for shits and giggles, like World War II, right? What if not in this timeline, right? What if in another timeline Hitler fucking wins and he fucking takes over, but somebody discovers time travel and they go back and they say, hey, you know what, like you need to be here, and you gotta be here, and this is how we win.
Yeah. But I mean, that could be also those different timelines, right? Like those different multiverses.
But then you also have to think about this, like, okay, for example, 9/11, right? What if
Inside job.
we'll touch on that? What if what if what if it was supposed to be an inside job? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if it was meant to be that way so that they can change the future? You know what I mean? Like you don't know that they did that like we know they did that for a reason. But what if that reason was to change the outcome of the future?
I mean, but they would have already known what would have happened if it did happen.
Right.
You know what I mean,
so they had to had been in the future, came back to say the only way that things change is if we make it look like an attack.
Yeah. There's a lot of new evidence coming out on 9/11 that what you're saying, knowing what I know now, like, you know, it doesn't coincide, but there's always a reason why everything happens.
And for sure.
Whether people are going back to making it happen,
whether you eat a jar of jalapenos late at night and then you're up at 3:00 in the morning, shit your brains out, kind of like that.
I'm just saying, that's a good time. It's a good time for me. But you said something about what was it that you said? That why it happened, or or no, you used. Oh yeah, you were talking about World War II, right? Um, now, I mean, they did say that Hitler supposedly didn't kill himself, and he lived in Argentina for the rest of his.
And then
You
he
know,
was in Antarctica too, no, something like
yeah,
that.
Sigmund, yeah. But in reference to his doings, now that I thought about this because when you said that and then 9/11, there's a theory now that the Jews were the ones that were involved in 9/11, right? Like they're the ones that made it. Now, if you did get rid of if Hitler did continue with this plan to get rid of all these Jews, a lot of stuff, like literally everything is run by Jews.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yep.
so it's like, so was he on to something?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he did know how to, if he could time travel and he saw what it was, if he didn't get rid of them, you know what I mean? Like that makes sense because they literally run everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, some of the like the owners of like the biggest companies,
oh yeah,
they're
yeah,
Jews and shit.
yeah. The Hollywood, I mean, the richest family, they're everywhere, everywhere. So it wouldn't surprise me that's why sometimes when I hear Hitler, I'm like, you know what?
Hit her?
Hitler? No.
Oh,
No,
I
no,
thought
no.
you said hit her.
No.
Whenever I hit hit her, you're like, ah, I want to, but like, it's
No,
not
no,
right
no.
now.
No, es que me pega.
Ella te pega a
Sí,
ti.
sí, sí.
Oh shit.
Hit
Hey,
me.
the homegirl's abusive?
Yeah, bro. She
Hey, you
fucking
need to do
domestic
the thing right now? You need to do the
domestic
thing right now?
violence and
Oh
shit.
shit, bro. Hey, you like that shit though.
No, I only sometimes.
Sometimes, hey, there you go. I didn't know the homegirl was abusive. The commies.
The
What's up,
fuck?
commies?
What's up, commies?
Don't hit me.
No more.
No more.
Yeah, no more kids.
Yeah.
But I mean that does make sense. You know what I mean? Like in my head, that makes sense. Why? All of a sudden, it doesn't seem like he was doing something too bad. I mean, granted, there's no offense, everybody, a lot of people died. But
Hey, now it seems like he wasn't doing
right.
something bad.
Hey, everybody has a side to their story. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
There's always three sides to every story. This is what I
Mhm.
heard.
there's also always three sides to
Triangle.
a pizza
Hey,
or cheesecake.
pizza.
Pizza. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
say
pizza.
pizza.
Chicky.
Or a cheesecake. Or a pie.
Yeah, that sounds good. I have to take a break soon.
Yeah.
Go get a snack.
Let's see here. Oh man. So we're talking about Mel's hole.
Sorry, Mel.
Sorry, Mel. So anyway, so Mel's fucking hole, dude. So that sounds so bad. Like
Yeah, I would prefer somebody else's.
Mel's
but,
ground. How about that?
El hoyo de Mel.
El hoyo de
No,
Mel.
sounds fucking worse.
Hey, Meloyo.
Mel.
Mel.
Me lambes el hoyo.
Dave. So he goes on this fucking show, right, on Coast to Coast, and he goes on there and says, "Oh yeah, fucking, I've been dumping shit down this hole, and I'm trying to see how, how deep it goes." But they can't find. They literally don't know how deep this hole goes. And so the guy's like, "Yo, like, come on our show, come live, talk about it, blah blah." So he goes on. He gets back to his property, and it's fucking like all closed off. They tell him, "Fuck off, like you can't come in here." He's like, "No, but my house," and they're like, "Nah." So he goes and stays at a hotel, calls the fucking news or the radio show, and is like, "Hey, you know what? Like, this is what's going on." So the dude tells him, "Come back." He's scheduled to go back, never fucking shows up. Years down the road, like fucking 5 years or 8 years, something like that, Art gets a fucking phone call from fucking Mel. "Hey, I need to come to the show." It's like he goes to the show and it's like, "Hey, what happened?" "Oh, well, fucking, I was gonna come, but basically he said that the government gave him fucking money to fuck off. Hey, we're gonna give you 3 mil, a mil, whatever. Fuck out of here." And so he left. Never went to the show, blah blah. But for whatever reason, he came back, And he goes on the show. He's like, yeah, you know, fucking government paid me off, whatever, whatever. And he leaves the show, and then nobody ever hears from him again. Like, he just fucking blindly disappears and shit.
He went back into his hole.
And yeah. And people have been looking for this fucking hole for years, and nobody can find it. But that was
So it's a bottomless hole.
it's a bottomless hole. Did you hear about that firefighter? I think he was like in New Jersey or some shit like that. There's some guy who was a firefighter, and he went out for a fucking jog, and he fucking disappeared. Like nobody could find this guy. They did a search party, like the whole 9 yards, everything. And like a week later, his wife gets a fucking phone call from like fucking Arizona or some shit. Like, oh fucking, it's me. It's like, oh, so the guy, the firefighter who disappeared, traveled from like New Jersey all the way to like Arizona, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the matter of like a week, right? So then you think like, oh, like, well, somebody could have fucking drove his ass there or whatever, right? But according to him, it had only been like fucking 5 hours or some shit like that. So in his mind, in his own fucking timeline world, whatever, he was only gone for 5 hours, but it had been like a week or two for everybody else. And he showed up in Arizona, and he was like fucking clothless and just fucking. He was like, yeah, the fuck happened?
Was he abducted by aliens? Or?
I don't know.
I mean, that seems like some, you know.
Do you remember when my hair fell out? Do you remember I had that patch in the back? Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. So, like, I want to say like 3 years ago. I woke up one night, or I woke up one day, and I was, getting ready, and my wife's like, yo, she's like, because I cut my own hair. So my wife's like, hey, she's like, did you cut your hair last night? And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, why? She's like, dude, she's like, you have a fucking, like, a bald spot in the back of your head. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, let me take a picture of it. And sure enough, it's a fucking, like a square, like that big. Like, it's a fucking piece like that big. But
I vaguely remember now that you mention it.
But the thing that threw me off the most wasn't the fact that I lost a fucking patch of hair. It was the shape of the patch. It was like perfectly fucking squared. It was like a perfect square. And it didn't look like somebody took a fucking, clipper to me, or it was like a 2-inch by 2-inch fucking square. Mm-hmm. But it was perfect. It was fucking perfect. Like, and it was funny because like my hair was decently long. So like